Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Olies and welcome back to Captive Minecraft. In the last episode, we captured one of these guys. We have a Strider friend, and we were trying to still get as many advancements as we could so that we could manage to get to the Nether Fortress, because once we get to the Nether Fortress, we can start doing some major work. And I've been breeding the pigs because uh, better food than just eating carrots. So yeah, I've been working a little bit off camera, uh, preparing for a couple of things. The first one I can show you is this mysterious door back here. It's not that mysterious, it just leads to bees. And as soon as this fills up to level 5 again, which if you don't know, you can hit F3, look at this, and on the right side it says honey level. That is where you need to look. And I need one more honey bottle so that we can get a block of honey, so that we can get sticky situation. Now I've done a bunch of things. I've done a couple other things to prepare for this episode, and this guy is the important one. So yeah, let's go take a look. I don't want it to be raining. If it rains, it is terrible because he will die. But I have cleared out a lot of forest. Also burnt a tree on accident because there is a ton of lava. We have a path of lava, and I believe this is about 50 blocks. I'm hoping that is good enough, because that's how far we need to walk with him in the overworld. We are going to sleep though first, just to make sure. I think that will reset the whole rain cycle. But yeah, I've been working on that just so that we can presumably start getting into the Nether Fortress, because once we can get into the Nether Fortress and get some blazes, we will be able to do a lot. We'll be able to do quite a bit with just a little bit of blazes. Alright, this guy does not like walking up stairs. So come over here. It's not raining. And you just gotta stay away from water as well. You know what, we can just go through that. Why not? Come up here. And I don't want this guy to die, because that would be bad. And we're going to go to this end over here. This is going to be somewhat dangerous. And I believe it is 50 blocks that one of these guys has to grow, to go. Also, I just remembered the other thing we did last time was we got the sniper duel advancement, which is always a pain. It really is. But let's get this guy over here, and let's just very slowly travel along, and hopefully this works. We cannot leave the lava. This is just a little over 50 blocks. And I'm hoping there's enough lava. I can always make it a much more direct channel, and you know, I could make it flat. I could make it a little bit more easy, but hopefully this will work. He's turning blue there. That might not work. Yeah, okay. So what if we go the other way? Where he has to float up to the top. This little section might not work. Alright. That was not good, and I really hope I don't die. In fact, let's okay, we're fine. You come over here. Hey. Let's get some food. I'm gonna have to rework this a little bit, which is not the end of the world, but let's block you in. I know you want to get to the lava, but for right now, you need to be safe. No rain or anything like that. So I guess what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to lift this up and have this be just a solid channel. In fact, I will also... I'm going to dig this area out, just one block, and we'll make it level with this level. So it will be a flat track, and like I said, I'll bring this up the couple of blocks, and hopefully that will be good enough. You can stay there, and then we should be able to get that advancement. So kind of unfortunate. I also want to cook. We got 8 pork chops, 8 whole pork chops. Let's go ahead and cook those. I heard our helmet broke, so we are going to need to make a new pair of gold armor. We're going to make some boots, because why not? That will be when we go into the nether after a little bit. Let's go ahead and finish up eating our steak. Much better food source than carrots. So do we have enough honey levels? Almost. Okay, so this might actually be get it, B. This might be the last one that needs to do anything to get enough honey. Oh no, it just ticked over. Okay, perfect. We'll just do that. We'll get the honey bottle. I can also fill that up with shears at some point, and eventually we will get things kind of situated. We're gonna fill it up with shears so that I can make a bee nest, which apparently we don't have the knowledge to make. That's fine. We'll get some shears in there. But the most important thing is we need to make a block of honey. And that is crucial. This is the whole point of what we were trying to do. And so let's just put some shears in there. I'll get I believe it's 3 honeycomb and either planks or... I think it's planks. It might be actual logs. But to get this advancement, we need to jump into a honey block to break our fall. So that's not entirely true. We can put that there, and I think what we can do is... it's going to be a little bit of a pain. We need to just jump into it. There we go. It's exactly what we had to do. So there is another advancement. So let's see. Let's put that in mob drops. I just need one more honeycomb to make a bee nest. I thought we would be able to... yeah, there it is. Beehive. Okay, it is planks. So we just need one more. And then we can breed the bees. That is still something that we need to do. So I am going to step away for a moment. And I'm going to make this path a little bit nicer. I didn't know how well Mr. Strider was going to be able to handle it. But I think if we just make it a little bit nicer, I could also, for the time being, just do something like this. And, you know, make it a little bit longer. That might also help. But, yeah, I'm going to do that, and then I will bring you guys back in once that is all finished. So, second try. Let's go ahead and see if this will work. So we need to get our little guy out of this area, but as you can see, it is nice and flat. Zombies. So I'm still having stuff spawn occasionally. Not the end of the world, but it is definitely annoying. So let's say you can come out this way. Hey, come over here. Come up here, please. Just one more step. Just jump up there. Perfect. Alright, so presumably this will work just fine. We just got to kind of stay in the middle. And it should be more than 50 blocks. At least I'm hoping it is. But, yeah, we just got to get this guy going. And then we can head back to the Nether and see if we can do anything there. So, I'm hoping that this is enough. It is not enough. What do I need to do? Like, he's staying in the lava the entire time. Maybe I need to just go a few more blocks. Might be good enough. I could always put more lava as well. But he's not turning blue ever. So I don't know why this one isn't working. It's really strange. And unfortunately, we don't have a, like, good place to go. It's supposed to be 50 blocks. From where we get onto the guy. And it's got to be horizontally. And this should be, like, right at 50 blocks. So maybe I just extend it a little bit further on one end. And that'll be good enough? I don't know. Yep, not good enough. Alright, get in there. Stay in there. You're safe there. Alright, so let's just go grab some more lava. And I've been just taking lava from down here in our little obsidian area. Let's just take these guys. Why not? It's a decent size lava pool, so that is good. So, yeah, if we look at F3, this is at 264. And if we go all the way down here, it should be at 217, 220. So I don't know exactly why it's not working, but that is something that we're going to figure out. So let's just go down another, like, so far. And I will obviously get rid of all these blocks later. I'm going to have to chop this tree down, it looks like, which I am going to probably chop all the trees down. Something else that I've considered. I've talked about wanting to make a mob farm relatively soon. And I've been debating a little bit what type of mob farm. So normally when you think mob farm, you think, you know, spawner farm. I don't think we're going to use a spawner. I think what we're going to do instead is we're going to... we're going to just make a passive mob farm. Basically build a big tower, have mobs fall from up above, all that kind of stuff. So let's just see if this is good enough. Extend it just a little bit further. Hop back onto our Strider and see if this works. I hope it does. So if not, I will fill it up with more lava. It's the only thing I can really think of. But it's supposed to be in the overworld. Come up here. You know what? We're going to push you into the lava. And you're in the lava. Let's just go this way now. And hopefully this works. If not, I'm going to have to do some research or something. I don't know what. You know, maybe we do need to have it mostly full with lava. If that's the case, I'm gonna probably make it like 2 wide. Having 3-4 wide lava is not feasible. But yeah, there is a lot of currents. Maybe that's causing the issue. Maybe this will just work. I hope it just works. I also really hope that it doesn't burn down the forest. Not that I would care too much, but it doesn't... It's not working. For the record, what we're trying to do is take a Strider for a long ride on the lava lake in the Overworld. It should be working. So I think what I'm going to have to do is cut away here and do a little bit of research on this one. I do have... I've been using the Wiki's guide for a lot of these various advancements, and just trying to... If I know exactly what it requires, I won't have the issue of, you know, making all the diamond armor and then only needing one for the advancement. But yeah, this is one that I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on. Maybe it is just a matter of we need to put more lava in here. Maybe he's bouncing around too much. That could be. Maybe it's like, you know, he's coming out of the lava just very barely. I don't know. But for now, I'm going to leave him right here. It's going to put me really weirdly. And I will see what we can do about this. So I'll be back once I figure this out. It's raining. This would be very bad for him if he didn't have shelter from the rain. So let's sleep so our Strider doesn't die. But I have put a lot more lava into our little track. So much so that there is a lava block or a source block every other. So presumably this will work. It looks nice and straight. So hopefully that is good enough. And if not, I don't know what to do. I probably won't include this clip if it doesn't work. So if you're seeing this, it works. But let's go ahead and hop on. And this does feel a little bit better in terms of we're not bobbing a lot. We're not doing much of anything. And there we go. Awesome. I kind of figured it would work. Having more source blocks was obviously the solution. So the big thing now is let's get our guy back safe inside. And we will need to breed the Striders eventually. There is a few other things that we're going to have to do similar things. We're going to have to breed. And I just haven't bothered yet because we either don't have the stuff or we're just not quite there in terms of getting the things. Like, so for example, the ocelots, we can breed them, but I want to enclose their home before we do. And so they can't get out. Same with the parrots. Parrots can't be bred. I also will probably name the ocelots. I don't know about that one for sure, but let's drop you off. You can stay in there. You've done everything. All we need you now for is making a baby Strider. So presumably we can head into the Nether, and I think we are good to go fight some blazes. It is gonna be kind of terrifying. Let's get rid of mob drops. Let's grab the other food. We'll have the flint and steel. Get rid of that. We can put this stuff in here. And I don't know if I finished my thought or not, but one of the big things that we're going to be waiting on for doing a lot of projects. So I'm going to eventually chop down all these trees and make a nice little area. But I kind of want to wait for that until we can get access to a beacon. A beacon is going to make that a lot easier. Now, the other thing is, like, I'm probably going to continue chopping down trees and whatnot as I go, but, like, the other thing is we're going to build a mob farm, and it's just going to be a very basic one. It's going to be a drop farm where they take fall damage. It's going to be very passive. It should work pretty well, considering we've been lighting up most of the world. But here is hoping... There's my pick. Here is hoping that we can... let's go over You know, I don't know if I have everything to get up to where I want. But we're gonna head over to the fortress area, and I don't know if we're close enough. I really hope that we are. If we are, that's fantastic. We can actually do some stuff. If we can just get a couple of blaze rods, that's really all we need. I think that was my ancient debris digging. That's something else that we could probably get done here soon. Is definitely can get a little bit of ancient debris. Get some netherite. We could make a lodestone. We could make a netherite hoe. Right. This doesn't work. I gotta go to the other side. I forgot. Not the end of the world. But yeah, if we can get some blaze rods, we can get potions. Potions are going to be really important for getting villagers. We can get to the end. We could start working on stuff like that. Which, for the record, for the most part with the end, I dug into this at one point. For the most part, at the end, the big thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to probably pop in, look at the dragon with a spyglass, and then just die before we really bother trying to do too much. But let's... Hopefully it's relatively safe. Doesn't look like we're close enough still, which is a shame. I do need to figure out what else we can do. There's a few more advancements that we can get that are... Oh, that might be close enough. Can we break? No. We are literally one advancement away. Are you serious? Well, let's see if we can get in to the fortress. It is something that we could potentially do. Magma cubes and gas are two things that we can kind of do things with that would potentially get us some more advancements. Yep. Not close enough. Let's just go to the corner. Yeah, not close enough. So close. So, I guess... And even if we just get in there, I don't know if it's going to be enough to do anything right now. That is unfortunate. But one more advancement and we can get into the Nether Fortress. And I don't think that we have anything... I mean, the only thing I can think of is the respawn anchor. We could trade with piglins. But my concern is I don't have that much gold. The other thing that we could do... and this is going to take some prep, would probably be next time, is this one, the Caves and Cliffs. So that is going from world height to the bottom of the world and surviving. Obviously, I think it has to, you have to survive. Yes, you have to survive. So that's not too bad, but it is going to require me to dig a gigantic hole, which is a little bit annoying. So... I think that's what I will kind of prepare for next episode. Let's go ahead. I want to do a couple more things. Yeah, it's such a shame. Literally one block off. And if we can just get one nether blaze rod, that's going to do so much for us. The other things we can do... So I know... Let's get out of here. I know we could, and this is a fairly large could, but we could bring a ghast into the overworld. Don't really plan on doing that. I do want to get some levels. That's the other reason for making the mob farm, so I think that's what I'm going to work on between episodes. And it's going to be ugly. I really don't care too much. It's more that we can make something. You know, quartz is great for getting levels. but there's only so much quartz in the world. However, passive mob spawning will always happen. So I think that's what I'm going to work on. We can also, like I said, we could also try to get a lodestone. Now, the cover in debris is actually going to require all 4 pieces of netherite armor. That is much more difficult. So I might do some mining between episodes and see if I can't get some more ancient debris. The big problem with the ancient debris is just that, one, it's going to take a while to mine all of the netherrack out so that we can get to it. And also, it's just one of those things of like, you got to figure out what you're going to use it for. And while I would love to have, you know, the lodestone would be an easy advancement. I don't know if it's quite what we want to do. You know, there's some options we will have, but all right, let's murder you and murder you. All right, so perfect. You know, if I could get some magma cubes to follow me, that could be another thing. And then that's the other thing that we're going to need to do. We're going to need to get some stuff eventually. Alright, so yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I don't think there's anything else up here right now that's super important. Still got a ways to go until... Oof, that is scary. Still got a ways to go until we can get to the Bastion Remnants. Yeah, because that's a ways out. I don't really see anything else of importance. So it might be good to bring, like, part of me wants to bring frogs here and let them get some magma cubes. But at the same time, like, I don't know. It seems dangerous for the frogs, and I don't want the frogs to die. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to prepare for a couple of... I'm going to prepare for a couple more advancements. And then we can... Oh, you were a piglin. And then we can try to get something going. So that will be the plan. We need one more advancement. We can get into the Nether Fortress, and hopefully that's enough to find a blaze. And yeah, that is going to be it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We got the Strider. That was much more difficult than it had to be, but I get to clean this all up now. I'm going to try to build a mob farm, and yeah, we'll go from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye!